years ago, I ran out of gas on some back road here in the border of Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire. I ran out of gas in my pickup truck, and I was walking to look for a little help, and I came across this gentleman in his yard, and I asked him for a little bit of fuel, and he gave me a gas can with gas. Told me to just bring the can back and leave him some money or to put gas in it and whatnot. But I was in kind of a rough spot at the time, and I didn't have any cash to give him, so I went back to my house and got a bunch of just change. I had a bunch of change, and I paid him back in change. I kind of feel bad. I felt bad at the time, but I noticed in one of his videos I recognized the yard, and I stopped back there and I hooked him up with some stuff and thanked him again. Well, today is the day that I'm going to let him drive this car. I told him that for helping me out, I'd let him take the Sonett for a drive. So let's take a look at that drive now. How about that? Now, the whole point of this car now is for me to do as little as I can do it. That's kind of been my theme. Put as little money into this chassis as possible. Just because it's kind of one pothole the wrong way to being off the road, you know. That's how I, consider it, like it's made out of eggshells.
That's why you took it out in the snowstorm?
Yeah, well, I figure the snow's soft, you know. It's actually the exhaust that were on it when I got it. They're just kind of resonators. And they dump right onto the two pipes that point to the left for some reason. I think they were like a replacement exhaust for it. They were all the same. I still got every interior piece for it, but I didn't see the point of using it if it's. I expected this car to fold up the first 8 months of driving it.
When you were driving it home the first time?
Yeah, exactly. Then and even after I welded it all together, I still expected that that left A-arm to tweak.
Did you ever finish going up the side of the tower on the inside?
Not as nicely as I would have liked, because I was doing it at the shop and I had to roll it out every day. I couldn't really rip the motor out and have it immobile. So I had to work around and weld into all as best I could, but you can only get the gun in, so well, and it'd just be spitting gobs of whatever,
And to get in there and clean it ahead of time, it sucks too. Trying to heat it up with the gun and burn off some crap ahead of time.
Yeah, I would do that with the torches.
On a fiberglass car.
But I figure it's gonna bend before it breaks. It'll start to steer funny. The doors won't close anymore. That'll be my sign. Hey, it's time. It's done. It's time to move on.
You get the ratchet strap underneath it, tighten it up
to get me home. Sooner than later is gonna do that. Because sometimes I normally drive this car like it's made out of eggshells, but every once in a while you'll just be going around a corner. It just feels so right.
You want to have fun.
Yeah, and I know one of these days I'm going to be having fun and have to jam on the brakes, panic or something. It's going to kind of
railroad tracks.
Something or a bump I don't see.
How many horses?
Stock they were like I want to say 80.
Yeah.
I think this has a cam in it. It's got low vacuum for no other reason that I can find.
It's kind of low-beat.
It's low-beat. Yeah. It seems faster than it should when I really get on it.
How much does it weigh?
I think about 19, I would say.
Yeah, it seems a bug.
Yeah, I would think to guess. I don't really want to sit and drive through with it. It gets kind of fumy if you're not moving.
Okay, what is freewheel?
Now the seat adjuster's right here.
Alright.
Beside the parking brake. Now the freewheel is just like on a 10-speed bike.
So you let off, it just kind of rolls forward?
It rolls forward. Just kind of be real easy when you get back on the throttle. I don't want to like lash the drive line, or, just I don't want to force the A-arms. Find it? Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, back, I think. What are you using for a key?
Oh, you need that, I think, I imagine.
They did that on purpose, what, for fuel efficiency or what?
It was a hold off from when they were 2-stroke.
Oh, okay.
So you could let off and let the
don't let it go lean on them.
Yeah, and oil up the crank and oil up the pistons and everything. Now the shifter's kind of loose. That's the pattern.
Okay. You push down or anything?
No. Also, when you go to second, make sure you go straight back because it'll try to go to reverse. Hold on to that. Close it up for you. Pocket brakes. It's just a little nub. It's a nub, not a pedal. Like I said, as little as I can possibly do from the way I got it. I keep it as fine, fresh as I can. There you go.
making it for under 400 bucks. I still have it now, 27 years later, you know. Had I known, you would have taken more time to do it, but
yeah, it's the things you don't expect to last that seem to last. I get chased down in this a lot. I'm surprised there's nobody behind us honking the horn, telling us to pull over.
What is that?
I've been looking for a Datsun for 20 years. How much do you want for it?
The ass end actually looks like a Cobra.
Yeah. Yeah, I get like the last time you drove a Sonett?
Was the last time? This was the last time. No, this is the first time. This is cool. It runs nice.